All right, Guinness Nigeria 2026 Q1 results. So, if you look at it very well, you see that profits after tax increased, but so many interesting things happened. All the margins compressed, ranging from the gross margin, operating margin. The two of them actually declined. So, what happened? So, you know that they have really come from a dead place, but so many things actually led to the. That's why if you look at the margins, they are all flashing negative, but it's not totally a bad result. It is somehow mixed. That is why you look at it very well. You know that there was a takeover from the Toraram guys back from Diego's, and they had some concession from the Bank of Industry. Some other thing that added to the weather is that the stabilization in FX also helped. Then another thing that is being questioned is, they rewired the supply chain and the distribution chain, but the cost of distribution, if you look up here, is still very, very much high. They owe one of these Toraram guys owe one of the best distribution outlets in Nigeria, which is the PC, MP, MCPL, that's the Multi Pro Consumer Products. They are the guys that distribute the likes of Indomie and the rest. But we thought that this could have lowered their distribution cost, but maybe it's still early days, so all eye on that results. Then, if we go to the balance sheet side of things, you see that the total asset declined, but equity increased because prior quarter equity was negative due to that double whammy from FX. But now equity has increased. So what do we say about this result? Totally, we will say that the the recovery is real, but it is resting on a thin line of a net cash of just 22.8 million naira. Then they have a debt, a credit line they are recycling that is around the range of 45 billion. Then they also have a royalty that they pay. If you annualize that royalty, it's close to 11.8 billion, which they pay to Diego guys. So, and finally, they have a supply chain credit. So this is just about Guinness.